Listen closely, because what I'm about to share will shake you to your core. For years, you've been fed a lie. That to win a woman's heart, you need to chase her. Chase her attention, chase her affection, chase her approval. You've probably heard this 1,000 times, right? The more you chase, the more you'll get. Sounds like a winning formula, doesn't it? Well, here's the brutal truth. The more you chase, the more you push her away. The harder you try, the more desperate you seem. And with that desperation comes invisibility. You might as well be a ghost. But here's the game changer. The man who never chases, the man who knows his worth, stands firm in it, and values his time, becomes the one women fear losing. Not because he's playing games or being emotionally distant, but because he radiates strength, confidence, and independence that women can't help but be drawn to. They don't want to let go of a man like that. Not because he's perfect, but because he's unshakable in his own identity. Now, this isn't about manipulation. This is about flipping the script on how you've been approaching women and relationships. It's about transforming yourself into the kind of man who attracts without effort, who doesn't need to chase, but instead naturally commands attention. So if you're ready to stop the chase and start owning your life, your energy, and your relationships, then buckle up. We're about to dive into 10 powerful truths that will change the way you approach women and life forever. You'll be the man women regret losing, and it starts right here. 1. Chasing is a sign of insecurity, not desire. Let's get real for a moment. Chasing women is a clear sign of insecurity. Think about it. When you're chasing, you're giving away your power. You're telling her, I need you to validate me. I need your attention to feel good about myself. That's not attractive. It's downright repellent. When you're constantly chasing, you're essentially begging for her approval, and women can sense that a mile away. It's not attractive to them, it's a turn-off. Women are naturally drawn to men who don't need them to feel whole. Men who are secure in who they are. Men who have their own goals, their own passions, and their own life outside of her. When you stop chasing, you stop broadcasting insecurity. You stop asking for permission to exist in her world. Instead, you start building your own world. A world that she wants to be a part of, not one she feels obligated to enter. To become the man women fear losing, you need to start by understanding your own value. You need to believe in yourself, your worth, and your purpose, whether she's looking your way or not, because only when you stop chasing will you begin to attract. 2. Being available all the time devalues yourself. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Being constantly available is a fast track to devaluing yourself. When you're always there, always ready to jump when she calls, you're sending the message that your time is worthless. And when a woman knows she can have you whenever she wants, guess what happens? She stops appreciating you. She stops valuing your time and effort. In her eyes, you become just another option. Someone who'll always be there, no matter what. And we all know that when someone's too easy to get, they're too easy to lose. Start building your own schedule. Start having things that you're committed to outside of her. When she sees you living a full, rich life, she'll start to see your time as precious. She'll start respecting you more. And when she respects you, she'll want to hold on to you. No longer will you be just an option. You'll be the one she doesn't want to let go of. 3. The man who is in control of his emotions is unstoppable. Emotional control is the foundation of emotional attraction. Let's face it, we've all been there. You're dating someone, and when they act distant or unresponsive, panic sets in. Maybe you get angry. Maybe you start spiraling, wondering what went wrong. But here's the cold, hard truth. Emotional instability is a major turnoff for women. No one wants to be with someone who's constantly reacting to every little thing. Women want a man who is grounded and emotionally stable. When a woman pulls away, you don't chase her. When she seems distant, you don't lose your cool. Instead, you stay focused on your own goals, your own path, your own purpose. The man who stays calm, composed, and emotionally strong is the man who commands respect. He is the prize, not her. And that emotional control? It's magnetic. Women are naturally drawn to men who are in control of themselves, not those who are slaves to their feelings. 4. You don't need to impress her, you need to be impressive. Let's clear this up once and for all. You don't need to impress her. Stop jumping through hoops just to gain her attention. The truth is, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. The secret to attracting women isn't about impressing them. It's about becoming the kind of man who is already impressive. Focus on building yourself into someone who naturally commands respect and admiration. That means investing in yourself, your health, your career, your skills, and your passions. The more you work on becoming the best version of yourself, the less you'll feel the need to chase. When you're busy building your empire, when you're focused on your goals and vision, you naturally become someone who attracts attention without even trying. Women are drawn to men who are too busy building their lives to care about seeking validation. And when you become impressive, you no longer have to chase. People, especially women, will start to chase you. 5. When you stop chasing, you start living your purpose. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is tying your worth to her approval. Your mission in life, the reason you wake up every day, should always come first. The more you focus on your purpose and goals, the less you'll care about chasing anyone's approval. A man who is living his purpose is a man who is too busy to chase. He's driven by something bigger than himself, something that motivates him to keep going, no matter what. And that kind of energy is magnetic. Women are drawn to men who have a vision for their lives. They want to be part of that journey. They want to see where he's headed. But here's the catch. You don't need anyone's permission to chase your dreams. You don't need her approval to live your purpose. The moment you stop chasing and start living with intention, everything changes. That's when the magic happens. You stop seeking validation, and you start attracting everything you've ever wanted. 6. Your value is independent of her approval. It's time to accept something very important. Your value is not determined by her approval. Your worth is not tied to whether she likes you, whether she texts you back, or whether she's impressed by you. Your value is inherent. It's not contingent upon someone else's opinion. When you stop seeking validation from others, you stop chasing. You stop needing her approval to feel good about yourself. And when you realize that your worth is constant, no matter what anyone else thinks, that's when your confidence will soar. When women see that you're not desperate for their approval, they'll begin to see you differently. They'll see you as a man who doesn't need her. He wants her. And trust me, when a woman sees that kind of self-assuredness, she can't help but be drawn to you. The shift is immediate. You go from being a man who is always chasing to a man who is irresistible. 7. Let her miss you to make her want you more. One of the most powerful tools in building attraction is the simple concept of absence. When you're constantly available, when you're always at her beck and call, you become predictable. And when things are predictable, they lose their charm. The law of scarcity works here. The less she sees you, the more she starts to appreciate your presence. When you give her space, when you don't overextend yourself, she will begin to miss you. And that longing, that sense of wanting to see you again, will keep the dynamic exciting. But it's not just about playing hard to get. It's about having a life of your own, being busy with your own goals and passions. So when you do spend time together, it feels like a treat, not an obligation. Don't be afraid to let her miss you. Be the man who has a life outside of her. Let her come to you when she realizes how valuable your time and company are. Because when she misses you, she values you, and that makes her want you even more. 8. The woman who respects you will want to keep you. Respect is the cornerstone of any lasting relationship. If a woman doesn't respect you, she won't value you. And if she doesn't value you, she won't fight to keep you. This is where so many men go wrong. They chase women who don't respect them, doing everything to gain their attention. But all they get in return is disrespect. But when you stop chasing and start focusing on becoming a man of high value, one who demands respect, not by asking for it, but by living with self-respect, that's when the tides turn. A woman who sees that you're a man who has boundaries, who knows his worth, and who doesn't tolerate disrespect will be the one who fights to keep you. She will invest in your relationship because she knows you're someone who commands respect and is worthy of her time. Respect isn't something you need to beg for. It's something you earn by becoming the man who's too valuable to lose. And when she respects you, that's when she'll make sure she doesn't lose you. 9. She will chase you when she sees you're the prize. Here's the truth. When you stop chasing, the roles reverse. Women are naturally drawn to what they can't have. And when you stop pursuing her relentlessly, when you start living your life with confidence, purpose, and self-worth, she will begin to see you as the prize, something she doesn't want to lose. This isn't about playing mind games or manipulating emotions. It's about being the man who is secure in his value, who doesn't need validation from anyone to feel complete. When you stop chasing, she starts to chase. And not because you're playing hard to get, but because you've shown her that you're not desperate for her attention. Because you're too busy living your best life. This shift in energy makes all the difference. When she realizes you're a man who is the prize, who has his own life, his own mission, and his own worth, she will begin to pursue you. And when she chases, it's genuine, because she recognizes the value you bring to her life. 10. Women want a man who lives by his own rules. One of the most attractive qualities a man can have is the ability to live by his own rules. This means having boundaries, being clear about what you want, and refusing to compromise your values just to please someone else. When you stand firm in your beliefs and choices, you exude confidence and power. Women are drawn to men who don't bend to societal expectations or pressure to fit into someone else's mold. When you're a man who is true to himself, who doesn't apologize for his values or passions, it makes you more compelling. It creates a sense of intrigue, mystery, and admiration. Women don't want a man who is easily swayed, who shifts with every breeze. They want a man who stands his ground, who knows what he wants, and isn't afraid to go after it. When you live by your own rules, you become a man of mystery. A man who is not easily understood, and that kind of man is highly desirable. The truth is, when you stop chasing, you start attracting. You stop seeking validation, and instead, you become the man women want to hold on to. You shift from being desperate for attention to being someone who commands respect and admiration just by being who you are. When you stop chasing, you'll notice a transformation. You'll be the one who attracts high-quality women who see your value, who respect your boundaries, and who want to walk alongside you in your journey. You'll stop being a man who is constantly looking for love and start becoming the kind of man who makes love chase after him. This isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about being the best version of yourself, living with purpose, and being secure in your own value. When you focus on becoming the man you're meant to be, the right woman will be drawn to you. And when that happens, she won't be able to imagine her life without you. So stop chasing, start living, become the man she'll regret losing. If this message hit home for you, drop a comment below and let me know how you're going to start changing your mindset. Share this with someone who needs this reminder, and don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing content. Remember, the best man isn't the one who chases. He's the one who's too busy building his empire, living his mission, and owning his purpose to care about approval.